Wow. What are we looking at?
Brand new BD12.
And this is the latest offering from the gods of speed at Yokomo. And
right.
this is a 1/10 scale touring car,
Yes.
4-wheel drive. Funnily enough, the one that precedes it is the BD11. And the one before that, the BD10. So you can see where we're headed with this, but this just dropped about 2 hours ago
Fresh
in
off
store.
the plane.
Fresh off the plane. They announced probably, what, a month ago, 2 months ago, that it was coming and that it was in the final stages of pre-production.
Yes.
And we've had the guys here, Simon Nicholson and John Puce and Anthony Coretti, working away and testing parts pretty much since at the AOC as well. They had Nicholas Lee and Ethan were running BD12-ish cars.
Right.
So yeah, and from that, the next evolution of touring car, 1/10 touring car comes, BD12. And the beautiful thing is, I don't know whether they did that deliberately, but there's what, 12 new parts?
Yes.
It's funny how it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do have a video. Should we
get the video going before we do an unboxing?
We'll just watch a video straight through.
Don't
and then
talk.
later we can replay it
Am
and
I
stop
allowed
at
to talk?
certain bits. It's not.
Should I talk?
Look, even if we say no, you're going to talk.
I was going to say, he never usually needs permission.
I'm so excited. Come on.
All right, here we go.
I just don't want to do the wrong thing. Ooh.
No sound. No sound? It's working.
How long's the video got?
Oh, it's working now. All right.
That is so classy. Definitely not one of my productions.
Well, because yours have no class.
Mine are awesome, but they're not classy.
There we go.
How cool is that? I'm so excited.
Very cool.
That is
Very
a classy video.
It
No?
is. So should we pull back and look at the first new item?
No, I want to get in there and unbox it. You can if you want.
You want to
can
unbox
if you
it?
want. Let's do an unboxing.
So
All
we
right.
put the sharp objects near you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they can't be near here.
Not be allowed to
Because
anyway.
No.
they go very close to eyeballs.
We won't talk
Do
about
yours.
the, we won't
All
talk
right.
about the nipple incident.
I'll just stand back there.
You've spoken about that many times. I keep getting reminded.
I know.
Here we go. It's unsealed.
Go on, Matt. Do the honors.
Dive in.
Bust into that
We did this for BD11 too,
bit
didn't we?
of box diving. We
There we
did.
go. So I've got it on the top camera.
That way.
Look at that.
What have we got? What are we greeted with?
Oh,
There's a bumper.
A foam bumper.
foam
button.
bumper.
That's a giveaway.
Some silicone oil.
Yep.
So that must be for
I
the
used
front.
to, used
That
to
must
have
be
a,
for the front.
used to have a moustache that looked like that. Here we go.
Screw pack.
Yep. And this has only been the last
30-11.
6 months.
BD11 did that as well.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, BD11 did that as well.
Yep. I know they did that with the off-roaders too.
Yep. Some plastic parts, which is
Yep. We got some bumper
Bumpers
bars.
body posts.
Okay.
the all new shock bodies and shock parts, springs, spring cups,
Yes.
and bearings.
Yeah, so they've
So-
actually got like the spring retainer that goes on the bottom of the shock.
Yeah.
That holds the spring. That's actually got a bearing in it now, and that's to create a nice twisting movement in the shock. And upon assembling it, I spoke with Simon Nicholson this morning, and he
Yeah.
said he actually thought it was a bit of a gimmick when it was released, but you can actually like compress the car
Yeah.
and move the shock
Right.
really easily.
It's quite
Whereas
free,
on the
yeah.
other car, it actually binds up
Oh,
from
really?
the spring tension.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you
So
go.
let's see how it goes on track. They're on track today testing actually.
So that's the
Top
the
plates.
Top plates.
The new
two
top
piece?
decks. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so there's 2 pieces in there.
Front and rear top decks.
Yep. So that's been split.
And you
So
can
it's still got the flex.
Yep.
Attachment at the rear.
and then all the turnbuckle components and
Yep, a lot of that is going to be very familiar to previous generations, which is really good. Like we said, there's really only 12 fundamental big changes.
So the C hub was in there too, right? The
correct
C hub
C
is a bit
hub
different.
Yeah.
and
The C hubs have got
Yeah.
a
and
mount.
rear C hubs.
The
that's
new
right.
C hub is in there. We'll have a look at that maybe after. I
Yep.
might have one of those separate aside.
Okay.
Okay, the suspension parts and belts.
Yep.
So
So,
all the ball cups for the lower suspension
Yep.
connections and so on.
so
the
still
parts fee
use
for
the
that.
woven carbon fiber for the arms.
Yep.
Break into it. Stop dilly-dallying around.
What do you want to do? Throw a bit over here, throw a bit over there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the
It's
sway
only
bar.
going to be Matt's kit.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter.
Not
if
Right,
it's
so
important.
sway
missing.
bars,
Not
yes.
important. I've got some more. Oh, some steering components.
Yeah, the bell crank again, that's dating back to the BD9, which is really good.
Correct.
Proven,
Mhm.
tried-tested geometry.
18
Yep.
mil. 18 mil.
Yep,
bearings.
18mm bell cranks.
These are probably new bits here.
New bits. So absolutely. So this is the rear shock mount, which is now
Horizontal.
horizontal. Is the word I'm looking for.
Horizontal shock tower. Break into it. It's only Matt's. Look at that. It's 4mm. People were worried that because that also holds the shock mount, the upper shock mount,
So shock mount, body posts,
and body posts,
and 2 screws on the rear bulkheads.
and 2 screws and rear bulkheads.
Right.
So people were concerned that that's going to break.
So this actually gets mounted. Which
No.
way?
That way.
This way.
It screws
Yes.
onto the top of the bulkheads.
Right. Okay. Oh,
Oh, there I go.
so it is pretty strong,
Big
isn't it?
jam fingers in there.
All right. So it's quite.
Yeah, Matty doesn't need that.
spectacular. No.
No.
Over the shoulder, and we've got front shock towers.
New design as well.
These are being mounted from the
At the
where
bottom of
was
the
it?
bulkheads still.
From the bottom of the bulkhead.
But because
Okay, so
the
they're split
shocks
as
are,
well.
yeah, because the shocks are shorter now.
Yeah.
They've actually lowered the whole position, so it's got a new shape from BD11.
And giving us more holes.
Yeah, a few more holes there.
This is the rear shock mount,
Aluminium.
precision aluminium. So that's going to screw to that rear carbon fiber piece, and that's going to give you your. I'm trying to think how it's going to go on.
Something
So
like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Ah, yes.
Yes. There you go. And that's going to hold your shocks on.
Okay.
And you can change your shock angle by putting
Washers.
spaces in there.
Mm,
1 mil, 1.5,
really finite.
18 mil.
Standard
Probably not
servo-
18 mil.
Servo mount the same as a long time,
Yep.
I guess.
Yes.
We've got new motor mount.
Oh, that's pretty special, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
Yeah, new motor mount there.
that's really special because what they've done here, they've lowered the lay shaft where the spur gear mounts by 3.5 mil, which has allowed them to actually move, I believe, the motor up 5 mil to give it all more centralized and lower CG.
And the smaller spur.
Yeah,
So all
92.
these bulkhead,
Yes, 92.
were these always cross-filled?
Yes.
Oh, they were.
Yeah,
I just didn't
BD11
notice.
ones
Keep them lighter. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
from
I never noticed
BD10
before.
LC.
Okay. Oh, there's a new carbon cross
There's
brace,
cross
right?
brace. Yeah, so that's for the battery stop, I guess, as I mentioned. So
Yep.
we'll stiffen a plate. Very, very standard looking
Battery mount?
battery mount that we've seen
Yes.
for a long time. Tried and tested. It works really well,
Yes.
actually.
It's very reliable.
Mm.
You don't see many Yokomos losing a battery,
No, front spool.
even with me
Yep.
driving.
We've got the rear diff components.
Mhm.
All looking very familiar there.
Yeah, same diff, which is really good. So if you had tuning diffs from your BD10, BD11,
Yep.
you
Yep.
can carry those over. So you can have like a 3, a 5, and a 7, or whatever you want. Yeah.
You just drop them in easily.
Yeah.
And the center belt pulley,
Yes.
Yeah.
again, very familiar. And new chassis.
All new chassis.
Mm.
Now, it is very similar in geometry and mounting points.
Correct.
But these slits here have been moved forward 5 mil
Yes.
to more centralize the flex characteristics of the car.
Mhm.
So the main handling differences are going to be from this car, I believe, is again the lower center of gravity
Yes.
of everything being lower,
Yep.
the
Mhm.
drivetrain, and also the flex characteristics. Apparently, the flex characteristics are really different. And from all reports, even out of the box, it's a lot stiffer. So the car,
Oh, really?
apparently, yeah. So we'll see when it hits the track today. I'm
Mhm.
waiting for a report back from Simon Nicholson.
Yeah.
But that will tend to make it easier to drive faster
Mhm.
across the board. So where the other car, like the BD11, was for a lot of people too aggressive, the car was really, really what we refer to as pointy.
Right.
So really, really quick reacting and would over rotate mid corner potentially.
Mhm.
This one should eliminate those problems and allow to dial more aggressive behavior into the car
Right.
instead of trying to wash it out.
Well, there you go.
There we are.
There you go.
Excellent.
So excited.
What about the
Yokomo
sticker sheet?
BD12
What about the sticker sheet? That's
Oh, that
important.
should be inside there.
and a free. What's it say? Yokomo.
Yokomo.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we get a Willy Wonka
Pass.
pass.
That's right.
That's
We
right.
go
To
to
Scuba.
Scuba RC Arena. Is that for me?
Well, you're going.
Thank you.
You're going, aren't you?
We-
Mate, let's give that to you free of charge.
There we
You
go.
save yourself
Thanks for that.
5,000 yen.
I need to take a car.
Probably should have charged
Here
you.
you go.
I was going to say. Probably borrow
I'm
Matt's.
sure that we can call. I'm sure that we can call Yokomo and organise a car for you over there at Scuba for the day.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'd like a 12 skull, please.
Probably not.
No? Oh, okay.
Want to blow some dust off some older ones.
That's right. That's right. I wouldn't say
Fair
it's
enough.
probably one thing that they're probably not going to,
There
but
you go. How good's that?
I'm sure that we can hook you up, Beach, with a car over there.
Yeah, so it
Excellent.
looks great, doesn't it?
It
That
does.
looks
Yeah,
really, really good.
cool.
Super classy. And I really like the way that Yokomo are evolving
Mm.
the car rather than just completely giving us a whole new thing. So all our race spares and parts that we've got
Yes.
will carry over.
Yeah, a lot of common parts.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, but that said, you wouldn't want to try and retrofit these parts to a BD11 because the parts that are updated
Yes.
are quite costly. I'll
Yeah.
say, like the chassis, for
Mhm.
example, the shocks, the 4-set of shocks,
Yeah.
and the motor mount.
Mm.
Those three components alone would be probably 50% of the kit price.
Mm.
You know, so
Yeah.
they're changing up, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Me
You
too.
want, you want to quickly just go through the video again? We'll go through all those 12 differences. Let's have a quick
The
look.
12 steps,
All right. So where are we?
Yokomo's 12-step program of greatness.
12 new bits. Okay, there you go. So there's the first new bit.
So what
So-
are we looking at, Beach?
So that's a brand new motor mount.
So that's the motor mount, and it's
So that's all lowered.
So you can
Yep.
break that open if you want.
Oh, all right.
Let's break that open.
I wasn't going to, but
Let's do it. Come on. Where's the
stop
sense
it.
of adventure?
Oh, I'm there. I'm there. It's Friday.
As long as there's not a
Had a tough
fluttering
week.
of parts as I walk back to the car on the ground.
Oh wow! I know where you can
I
get
know a
some more.
bloke. Yeah, I know a bloke. So here we go.
Nice hands, by the way. You
Oh,
a hand
yeah.
model?
Yeah, I
Hey,
did the petty before
that's beautiful. Had a mani pedi before coming
Yeah,
in.
that's it. That's it.
Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. It's really going to be hard to pick up. They've gone with the current motif of not machining or the chamfered edge.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So it's got the like Batman, the matte black tough look.
Mm.
But it looks really strong. And you can see this. That's where they've lowered it down that distance from there
Yep.
to there. So
Really
the
beefy.
maximum size spur gear that we can put on this car, I believe, is a 91 or a 92.
I think the rotational characteristics between the center of the spur and the center of the motor they've brought closer together. I
Mm.
think that was another reason for it.
So where the pinions would have been before in the past for modified would have been 110, like 27 to 30 tooth pinions.
Right.
We're now looking at 92 spur and 20 to 25. 22 to 25 on the pinion.
Mm.
So everything much closer.
Beefy. And then the top plates are screwed to this point.
That's
Yep.
right.
And then the other end.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Hmm.
Should be, as you said, it's going to create a lot of stiffness.
a lot of stiffness, and we've got that brace that goes in here as well.
Yep.
So it's going to save your battery.
So you could probably choose to run 1 or 2 screws.
One or
The
two
top deck.
screws.
Yeah.
And I dare say that these top decks themselves will start coming out in different flavors and configurations and
Yeah.
thickness and
Yep.
angles and
Yep.
and whether you use alloy screws or steel screws in the top.
Correct.
All right, let's go back to the next bit. Well, there's a layer shaft that we talked about. So it's been dropped
Yep.
by 3.5 mil to lower the center of gravity.
I said that. Jeez.
It's been written there.
Read your
Ah.
cues. It's good.
I have a chair.
All right, so what's this bit?
Top deck.
Top deck.
Oh, the split top decks, yes.
Yep.
There you go. The split top decks.
Okay. Yep.
Before it was one long piece, and you had to take the something else.
Change
to
the
change
spur.
the spur gear.
That's right.
I like how they've gone for Dash Electronics.
Okay,
How
so,
cool is that?
Oh, the Dash Electronics in there.
Yeah, because that's also one of our hero brands.
Yes. Okay, so the use of the small spur and pin gears moves the motor towards the center by that 5 mil, is it? Or it's moved again
I
getting
think
it
5 mil
closer?
overall. Yeah,
overall?
Yep.
Okay. So there's fair differences. I mean, there's big differences, aren't there?
huge differences.
Okay, so that's where you mentioned it again.
A lot of
The-
slots.
Yeah.
Yep. So the motor is overall is mounted 5 mil forward. There's a new brace we talked about because the top plates are actually split
Yes.
across the top there.
Yeah, and that's going to save your battery sliding into your spur gear motor,
Mhm.
and you'll also be able to space out your battery depending on, it'd be nice and secure.
Yes. Shocks are 2 mil shorter.
That's attained through shock shafts, bodies, and plastics.
Mm.
That's really noticeable actually on the top mount. I think the shock. What was it? Yeah, they're really quite
The
short.
little hat,
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, little hats.
yeah, you really have to be careful when you're assembling it.
Yeah.
Putting the ball into the shock. 'Cause if
Oh,
you're not
yes.
holding it nice,
Yes.
you can
Mark
potentially
'em.
deform and warp
Right.
it, mark it.
What else we got?
That's a
The
big one,
bearing.
isn't it? The
The
bearing and the
bearing.
base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's actual ball bearing in that point there.
Yep.
So if you look at the spring cup, you can do this. Let's go.
Get in there.
Yeah.
Just rip into it. You haven't used your teeth yet. I don't
Not
think
yet.
you're trying.
Right. So you can see the spring
Oh,
cup.
yeah, it's pretty big, isn't it?
Got a whopping big hole in the middle of it now.
So the bearing will sit into there.
Bearing sits in there.
Yeah, but then the shaft.
Yep.
Okay.
So no more fumbling with the spring retainer, and you can actually, I can see the point of it not binding on the shock.
Yeah. So the thing is, when you're compressing the springs, they're coiled, right? When you compress it, they're trying to rotate,
Yeah.
and that's the point that the bearing is relieving.
The
Yeah.
bottom of the spring, I guess, would try and grab on your spring retainer. The spring
Yes.
retainer.
And that
yeah.
will be causing like friction on the bottom
Correct.
ball.
Yes.
Which will be changed. That friction will be drag and changing your damper rate effectively.
Okay.
Shock
the shock
towers?
towers, they're
Yeah.
lowered by 2 mil as well. So shorter shocks and lower shock towers.
Yep, we discussed that.
And then the shock towers we actually looked at as well. There's
Yes.
a lot more different holes
Correct.
and mounting points. Okay, there's a comparison between the two cars. So earlier BD11 on the top, and the redesigned new version of the body post below. That's a better angle. You can see it actually flat.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, mounted horizontally.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the body stopper.
Mm,
That's going to save the body rubbing on the front tires
that's right.
under
Because
compression.
when it
Yes.
and hopefully adding some aerodynamic force over the front C hub. And like I said, I the head of the curve. I prototyped that 2 years ago.
And the plastics on the arms are all reinforced now.
Reinforced.
So So it must be a different material.
Oh, so I can hit it harder.
Hit it harder.
Hit it harder.
Hit it, mate. Okay, so there's the new front hub, and now we're talking about the chassis.
There we go.
So here they're talking about the chassis. So it is stronger because the countersinking is shallower and that it's not milled so far down. So
The
there's
screw
actually
doesn't
more.
plunge in
That's
this
right.
bar. Yep.
Yeah. So there's actually more material there. Now, and that's it.
Where's me?
I think you're on the next page. But
Oh, must be. I'll be on page 84. I think they've seen me drive the phaser. They go, no, don't let him near it. Don't let him near it.
How
yeah.
beautiful is this?
It's really cool. I love it. And congratulations, Matt, on your new kit.
Thank
Sorry
you.
it doesn't have that new kit feel anymore.
No, that's okay.
But it's fantastic.
The way I drive, mate, it certainly won't have it for very long anyway.
No,
Really nice. Yeah, excellent.
I love it.
So there you go. So brand new BD12s are available now.
Yes.
Hurry
Get
up
in.
because
Wow.
Get into it.
Only a few of them are left.
that's right.
I'll be
Because a lot of
honest.
pre-orders went through.
Yes.
Those that
It
were
really
earliest.
helps out when you pre-order stuff. It helps us order, secure. And those guys that pre-ordered all got a special pricing.
Yep.
You know. So just to say thank you and to help us keep organized. So no, that's really cool. Yeah, don't miss out. Jump onto it. And if you want to, if you're thinking about getting one, well, just wait till you get lapped. That'll probably inspire
That'll
you.
help.
That'll help.
Yeah, for sure.
Once you get lapped, where were you when you got lapped by a BD12? It'll be that pain in the back of your head.
It'll be one of those,
That's
those
pride.
life-changing
That's
moments.
pride. That's right. That's right. Where when you got lapped?
Very good.
Awesome.
Thank you, Matthew, for letting
worries.
us bust your kit apart.
Yeah.
Drivers.
Now, if you're hanging around, Matt, we might get you on later.
Sure.
If that's all right.
No problem at all.
Later in the show, we've got some other news that you'll be able to help us out with,
Yes.
if that's okay.
No dramas.
Fantastic. I'm going to
All
put
right.
this to the side. Thank you.